Hello, Monsters Abound here. Welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and part 61 of my Skarsnik campaign. You meet me at Vulture Mountain. Yep, Vulture Mountain. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? It took a while to get here. This is the settlement for the dwarves in the south. Some iron drakes over there. So it did take a little while to get here because obviously we marched south with Skarsnik. But then chaos turned up, so we decided to try a different approach. We used tactics, we used strategy, we used our brain. That's what we did. So we had to take a slightly more longer the scenic route. We had to take the scenic route, which meant not having to fight our way through several hundred armies of chaos. But we are now finally here. Just need to defeat this chaos army, dwarf army. And it'll all be all good. We're getting some blasting charges being thrown there. We've got some slayers moving in as well. Our monsters are taking out the gate very easily because obviously the walls were already damaged. So there's just some iron breakers defending there. We're going to have to break through those. That's going to be slightly tricky. Units now hitting all across the wall, coming out of the siege towers. We've got some orc more boys. They're not going to be that effective actually because they've got magical attacks. Dwarves are resistant to magical attacks. That includes actual attacks from units as well. Out comes Curse of the Bad Moon. That's going to cut a swath through these units. And over this side of the battle, we were a bit sneaky. Again, using sneaky tactics. We had some artillery over here. We set up our cavalry with the rest of our army, so they didn't set any units to defend this gate. Then we knocked a hole in the gate, and our cavalry is now moving into the city. The cavalry's job is to deal with this artillery over here, because the less amount of time these grudge throwers and organ guns have to fire on us, the better. However, they are defended by some slayers, which is not going to be particularly good for us. Back on the walls, we've taken some horrendous damage from blasting charges. Bloody cheap dwarves and their stupid blasting charges. We're getting stuck in. More goblins pouring out of the siege tower. Plan is basically overwhelm them with sheer weight of numbers. Even more goblins outside just waiting to come in. Down the gate, lots of slayers here. They're going to be doing a lot of damage to our large monsters. And it doesn't help that they're chucking blasting charges in as well. Poor Graham, he doesn't like being set on fire. That's his number one dislike. However, he is the most elite of Ragnarok spiders. First in, last out. Knows 300 ways to kill a man with his bare legs, I guess, because he doesn't obviously have hands. So that's the thing. Good. Over here, our cavalry has charged in. We're quickly munching away on the artillery crews. The slayers are utterly surrounded. They are going to get some kills. Obviously, they're slayers. But you can see they are losing health ridiculously quickly. Squigs are just so good. I think a slayer just, like, roundhouse kicked a Squig in the face. That's horrendous. Back on the walls, we are definitely getting the upper hand. Like some longbeards here, slowly being ground down. And at the gate, the number of dwarves is dwindling, but they're continuing to fight on. I mean, firing this many arrows directly, that's probably killing more. Well, just do whatever you want. It's fine. There's always more goblins. There's always more goblins. There's Skarsnik and Gobbler doing quite well for themselves. 30 kills already. There's Gobbler having a quick bite to eat. That's gonna, you know, I mean, killing dwarves works up a bit, you know, a bit of a hunger. So it's good that he's getting stuck in. I wonder because Slayers get a melee attack if they die. They get basically a death blow attack. I wonder if that works if they get eaten by Gobbler. I imagine it probably does. Interesting. So the Squigs have finished off the Slayers. Finally, it was a bit of a grind though. They really did. They really did do as much damage as possible, but that's Slayers for you. But the Squigs now moving into the rear of the enemy army, defending the gates, although most of them are broken already, just the Slayers holding. And with the Squigs now appearing, there is literally nowhere for them to run. I'm going to try and get Skarsnik to use his prodder on this unit of Iron Breakers over here. I find the prodder's a bit of a weird... sometimes it just doesn't work. And yet uses a cooldown. The cooldown is 2 minutes. It's ridiculous. It's just a ridiculously long cooldown, to be honest. It should be shortened, in my opinion. There's been once or twice where Skarsnik's prodder has like racked up 300 kills, but more often than not I just don't use it because it takes so long to come off charge, and most of the time it doesn't actually do anything, so it's a bit of a shame. So Squig is going to chase down the last of the dwarves. Last few units fleeing off into distance over there. We did take quite a lot of damage here, but then it was quite a hardy garrison. Just a few Slayers still fighting on. They've got Skarsnik surrounded. Fortunately, Gobbler's hungry. And the Squigs are coming to help. That's one less dwarven settlement, and that's their last settlement in the south. I mean, I could sack it. Do I want to sack it? It's 51. Well, no, you know, I don't. I'm just going to loot and occupy, just mostly for the replenishment. Sword of Swift Slaying, that's fine. Yeah, we can repair that. Don't really care about that. I'll repair that and that. Don't want that. And okay, so we got one of those. Replenishment build. Well, yeah, replenishment building probably helps. So yeah, that's fine. Pile of shiny stuff. And raiding stashes.
Supreme ruler of 8P.
Can we send you? Can't send you after that settlement. Replenishment wise, you're actually not too bad. So we're probably okay just to go up and grab the Eye of the Panther over there. I think that's probably my plan. Otherwise, I think everyone moved last episode. So Grimgor's still chasing down that Chaos Army. Azhag's managed to take out 2 of the Chaos Armies. Grimgor hasn't yet taken out 1. Oh dear, Grimgor. Are you slowing down in your old age? Unfortunate. Nala, you're not doing anything. And then we just got our Gobbos up there who are prepping for our attack on the rest of Kislev and predominantly Hell Pit. We want Hell Pit. Hell Pit will count towards our victory conditions. So that's why we want it. There's a lot more capitals in the old world than there are in the new world, Lustria and Ulthuan. So, like as Malekith, I really had to come over to the old world to capture those cities because I needed to. Whereas Skarsnik, you don't really have to. You've got a lot in sort of the region you want to capture. Definitely looks like they're moving on Krokkar in force. Is that going to leave some of their other... Do you think... Krokkar and Queek don't really have much of a rivalry. I was wondering whether maybe sort of like AI factions with a rivalry would tend to fight each other over others. But Krokkar and Queek don't really have a rivalry, so... Because they're still at war with the vampire factions. I guess they've still got armies there. So they're raiding Kemrai rather than trying to actually take it. It is having a bit of a brutal effect on the public order. I'm not sure if that's going to help them. Oh, you're plopping down more of the... Oh. Will you just stand still and fight, you big coward? I got raiding there. Shadow Gore Warherd has been killed. Destroyed. Blah 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 blah. Fine. Okay, Skraga, you're looking in rude health with your new army. Got him a bit of a new army. So looking pretty good. Muzrub, you're looking pretty good as well. Could we maybe... Batch Raffen does not... Shrine of Moor. Okay. We could potentially sack that city and that would be pretty good for us. I think what Skraga's going to do is head towards Hell Pit. Mind you, could... use... Okay, well, what we're going to do is, Skraga, you're going to head north. Eye Gouger. You're going to go there. You're going to grab another Light Goblin with Fanatic. Do that. So, Muzrub's going to go over to Batchafen. We're going to go and grab Hell Pit with Skraga. Nagbad will join him when he can. Probably in a turn or two. And Grimgore is going to continue to chase. Oh, for the Scarfag, your first outing. It didn't go well, did it? Didn't. Fine. Fine. Gogrok, get up here. Go and do something useful. You as well. And Skarsnik, can you reach there? Yes, you can. So you're going to go back up here. And we're going to colonise the Eye of the Panther. So we can get some delicious shinies. Want some of those shinies. Got one of those. Still building. Could go for a tower. Yeah. Yeah, I like that plan. Gozbag, you've got a skill point. Steel technology, that's a thing you can now do. And Azhag. Oh, I'm so tired of chasing these chaos armies around the Badlands. It's just obnoxious now. It's just tedious. I shouldn't have to do it. Uber Mega Tower. Do I want that? Yeah, sure. Why not? What's the harm in building an Uber Mega Tower? Ooh, have the Bretonians respawned? Looks like some of the Crusader states have popped back up. There's Malagor. So actually, the Beastmen faction have actually been doing quite well for themselves in this campaign. The Norsicans got absolutely trounced. Both the Lawmasters and Malekith have a presence in Norsca, but they're not at war with each other, so they're not fighting. Oh good, there's High Elves there. I think the High Elves are running out of targets in Ulthuan and Lustria because they're not at war with Malekith. So I suspect we're going to start to see more and more armies of High Elves in the old world. Bloody hell, Queek lost against Kemrai, but some of his other armies actually managed to capture and defeat Krokgar and recapture their city, or look like they're going to. That's a lot of Plague Censer Bearers. Where are you going? Right, so so they damaged our walls. They're raiding. Skraga has got a war, so's Nagbad. Recruit the following. Warbeast focus, we don't really need that. Okay. Grimgor, you can actually catch up with him. Is he going to run away though? The answer is yes. No. No, he's standing and fighting. Perfect. Last episode, Azhag had a little bit of trouble with the Warriors of Chaos. Grimgor is not going to have much trouble. Mostly because Azhag's army is a bit trashed here, isn't it? I should really get some more big guns for him, to be honest. He probably would be a good idea. Whereas Grimgor's army is just ridiculous. It's got... To be honest, I should probably get... You know what? I could trade... Maybe I should trade the big guns to Azhag. Do I have time? I mean, well, maybe. I'll see. I'll probably forget. Never mind. So Azhag's going to go charging in. He's going to be aiming for these Chaos Warriors over here. In he comes. He's going to get stuck in. He's been backed up by the Crimson Killers. The Black Orcs, the Immortals are in here as well. Our Boar Boys have come charging into this unit of Chaos Knights. And, these are just Orc Boar Boy Biggins. These Chaos Knights should be the best of the best. These Orc Boar Boy Biggins are just ripping these Chaos Knights to pieces. It's not even close. So much for the power of the Chaos Gods. The other flanks are very similar. Another Orc Boar... Oh, these are the... wait, one of these the Broken Tusk mob. Oh, that's the Broken Tusk mob, yeah. And the Orc Boar Boy Biggins are over there. So, Black Orcs getting stuck in against these Chaos Warriors, backed up by some Trolls. There are some Chaos Dragon Ogres here as well. Crimson Killers getting... the Crimson Killers are basically an army by themselves. And then you back them up with Grimgor, who I think is currently using War. Yeah, you're using Here We Go, which is a buff, which increases melee attack by 56. So he's having no problem carving his way through that. Some Chaos Warriors over here completely surrounded. They're being cut down quite quickly. Yeah, well, you can do your best to spoiling. I don't think it's going to work. Orc Boy Biggins getting stuck in with the Hell Cannon. They're trying to deal with that, take it out of commission, stop it from firing on us. It did only do 5 kills. Not really that effective. Our Boar Boys have now finished with their Chaos Knights. They now hit these Chaos Warriors. And it looks like most of the army has now broken. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord, he's off. He's had enough. Grimgor's giving himself a quick cheer. Just a large pile of Chaos Warriors lying in a heap. Gozbag managed to rack up 50 kills by himself. Good job, Gozbag. And we really do need to deal with this Hell Cannon crew. Hell Cannons are literally the worst. So if we can deal with them, at least we won't have to deal with the Hell Cannon next time. Plus they're dwarves, so, you know, murdering dwarves. I do hope Chaos Dwarves come soon. Oh, I hope they add Chaos Dwarves. For some reason I just like Chaos Dwarves. The Bull Centaurs. Oh, they're amazing. Yeah, that was a bit easier than Ashag's battle. We finally managed to catch up with him and give him a good kicking. And if we eat the captives, then we pretty much patch up any damage we actually took. So that works for me. And we've got a standard to discipline. Yeah, that's fine. And we can catch up and wipe him out. Yeah, let's eat the captives. Got a lot of cash for that as well. So that's gonna keep us into the lifestyle of which we become accustomed. So let's hop Ashag down here. See if we can catch up with this last army down there, and then we should be good. And Gozbag, you can steal technology and wound people. That works for me. Let's still bring... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to... Hero not moved. Right, Skraga. You're going to head towards Hell Pit, but while you're doing that, you can do a little bit of light raiding along the way. It just seems like a pleasant way to spend your journey. Let's go for wound there, and for the other bad axe, we will go for survivalist, I guess. Right, Nagbad, you just need a little bit. You just need a little bit more time. What are the defences like here? Not particularly good. So what we could do is pop you just over the border, set up a raiding camp, and then we're actually making money for the first time in God. I mean, we haven't actually been in positive income, I think, for a long time. And certainly a very small percentage of the entire campaign. But just occasionally, it does sneak over into the green, and I get very excited. So, with that in mind, let's go for Ravager and Troglodyte, Draft Master, and let's go for Mob Boss to get those upkeeps down a little bit. Not that my goblins are very expensive. I think these armies are about 4k each. Yeah, those armies are about 4k each. Grimgor's is 10k. But on the other hand, if you gave him a bunch of grots, he probably wouldn't be very happy. So it's probably best to try and keep Grimgor as happy as possible. Let's go for the tower there. That's looking good. I don't... Oh, hello. The heirs of Morcaine. Ah, okay, yeah, so Morcaine is... it's over here. These are the ruins of Morcaine. Morcaine was a city that was founded by vampires that fled from Lamaya after the city was destroyed or sacked once the vampires had been spotted and found. And it was set up, but unfortunately a huge orc war came and just stamped it into the ground, basically. crushed it, destroyed all memory. And the Strigoi vampires were the vampire bloodline that actually founded the city. And I think there's like gypsy-like people who travel around the Empire, and they're basically the descendants of the people who fled from Morcaine, and they tend to give sort of refuge to the Strigoi vampires, because actually they ruled the city quite well. There was very little, no blood unless it was prisoners or criminals or you wanted to. It was all very civil, so they give refuge to the Strigoi if they happen to see them. Right, so Skarsnik has taken the Eye of the Panther. That's good. That's going to give us a bit of money once we build it up. I want to deal with... Yeah, Belagar is down here. It looks like the Chaos Army that was sieging this city has gone. I'm not sure why. We got a... Oh, yeah, Waz Humpers up here. I mean, taking the Oak of Ages would be nice, but it's not a priority. So I'd like you to come down here, because I'd like some eyes down there. Hozcub, you're up here. And I think maybe, if we could knock down the walls of Hell Pit, that would be good too. Ugrok, you don't really need to do anything. You can just come down here. Durbok. You can sort of wander in this direction. Tyrion is there. He is rebuilding his army. But he lost quite a lot of it. But we need to finish off the dwarves. The dwarves and the Empire are our targets. The Empire is, I pretty much say, on borrowed time at this point, as are the dwarves. So we're winning this campaign shouldn't be a problem, in my opinion, in time. So that's good. Blood Up, you can come down here. I've got skill points, but I'm not going to worry too much about that at the moment because they're not really doing anything, just moving around and scouting. Once I know what I want them to do, then I can give them skill points before we do anything with them. And mostly because I think most of these agents probably have the blue skill line, so it would just be dumping skill points into the yellow line. It's not very useful, not very interesting. So we want to crush what's left of the Empire and the dwarves, and then I think we just need a couple more capitals to technically win the campaign. Now obviously that doesn't include taking Ulthuan, which was my objective. But this campaign just went on a little bit longer than I thought it was going. The start, very tricky. And yet, despite the start being tricky, we're actually not that many more episodes ahead than the Malekith campaign. Really. So, actually took around the same amount of time to complete, despite the fact that at one point I had to make a mad dash for the Silver Road, capture Kazakarak as my sort of last-ditch attempt to save myself. There's a lot of beastmen around. Alright, so I've got to go and catch up with him. I don't actually know if Chaos can recruit more units. I'm fairly sure they probably can. Okay, we had an assault garrison at Dragonhole Mine. Grimgore has got a warg. Pigkisser is back and ready for duty. That's good. Belagar hasn't moved, which is fine, I guess. Yeah, I don't know where the Chaos Army here went, but they've decided to bugger off. You know what? Can you go and can you go and deal with that? And that means Azhag and Grimgore can get back to doing what they do best. Can you actually hop? No, you can't. Okay, what about if we do that? Okay, you can do that. Azhag can hop over next turn. And then we're moving in the right direction finally. Right, we definitely want to get the Cave of Shinies because it's going to give us 800 income. So that's going to be nice. The Horde will be good. Do I want a boss pole? Yeah, let's get a boss pole. And what I might do... Where do I have Squig Dens? Okay, I've got Squig Dens at Iron Rock. So, we've got Thograt there. Okay, let's get... we've recruited Thograt before. We're going to recruit him again. I do need help. And you've got 4 skill points. And we're going to go with Nastier Squigs and Savages. And the reason we're going to do that is because I'm going to live... I'm going to live out the dream. Yes, you are. We're going to have an entire army of Squig Hoppers. That's the plan. The plan's good. The plan is sound. Is the plan sound? The plan actually sounds a bit bonkers, but that's fine. We'll go with it. Right. I'd quite like to take that gold mine. And this War... Why don't you go and play over there? Stop raiding my territory. Go and do something useful. Or, you know, suicidal. Whichever helps. Nagbad, you are pretty... Yeah, you're good to go. You are good to go. And we really need some of these agents. Just... we can... Yeah, okay, assassinate. Dogboy Scout. Assassinate success. He hates men.
What does do you want?
I want you to go over there. And then continue raiding. We've got the wall down there. We're continuing raiding there. I'm going to keep raiding until we get a war. So what are we getting? We're getting 5 a turn. Well, 4 a turn. Which is pretty good. We can go with that. Kislev, public order is dropping. Let's get a tower. Money-wise, we're doing pretty well. Money-wise, our money is good. Let's upgrade those. You guys are doing fine. Glugzag, I don't really know what I want to do with you. I guess just... I could attack the vampires, but to be honest, it would just open up another front. Do I need to... I don't really need to do that. Having these settlements down here is nice. Once provincial instability goes down, we'll be in a good place. It'd be nice to have Martek, but I don't need it. It's just basically to make sure the dwarves don't have the settlement. Okay, Pigkisser, you're going to come round here. I kind of want to keep an eye on Belagar if I can. That army is, I mean, terrifying, to be honest. And they've got gyrocopters, flame cannons. It's just awful. But we are moving in the right direction.
Me. What do you want?
Azhag and Grimgore are now moving actually towards the enemy rather than chasing down stupid chaos armies. We're going to take Hell Pit. And then we just need to mop up the Empire in the north here. Sweep down south. I think taking Nullen is probably going to be the difficult bit. and probably wheedling out the dwarves from their last settlement, because no doubt they would have built a big army by the time we reach them. Need to take Skaven Blight as well. But the Beastmen should help with us destroying the Empire. If anything, they're doing our work for us, which is very kind of them.
This is bad news. I'll poke out your eyes.
Oh, hello. Are we friendly with Hexotl? They want military access and they're going to pay us for it? Sure. Sure, I'm okay with that. That's a very strong army they've got there. They should be able to sort of push back the Lawmasters a bit. We haven't actually fought the High Elves yet. It'd be nice to get a couple of fights in with the High Elves. To be honest, I was quite looking forward to fighting the Skaven, but actually Queeks proved to be quite a nice ally to have, so who knew? I've got to be a little bit careful of the Warherd of Chaos, but otherwise... pretty good. Okay, Nala is independent. He's a strong, independent goblin. I alone can fix this. I alone. Spent consecutive turns in enemy region. Well, he has. And I'm to eliminate Gruck, who's over there somewhere. We can. Well, we can work on that. Can we damage these walls? Oh, we can't quite reach it. Can we? You know what? Okay, we've got a Goblin Big Boss in that army. Not in that army, though. Can we damage the walls? Okay, that was a success. What are the defences like here? Pitiful is how I would describe that. Let's get a couple of siege towers up. I think if we get our war and we also bring up Scrogger. No, Nagbad, sorry. Scrogger's laying siege. We bring up Nagbad and we should be able to take that fairly easily. Scrogger is level 92, which means he's maxed out. So he's got 2 skill points to spend. What do I want to do with that? Could go Deadly Blade just to give him more melee attack. Let's do that. I'm happy with that. And Gogrut, you can have Fleet-Footed. And Cornered Rat, that seems like a sensible option. And Largug, have you got... Oh no, you haven't got all your spells. Night Shroud. Oh, we got... But yeah, we got a lot of skill... Seal Technology. That works for me. Let's get these wars in to help. There we go. Going to continue to raid there. Might as well spell, spend these skill points. Let's go for Earthing and Counter-Strike. And then down in the Badlands, we're continuing to chase this army. We do have Thograt down here with his Squig Hopper army. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be all Squig. It's going to be Squig Hoppers all the way down. Okay. Now public order here. Characters 12. So we're getting we're getting a lot of public order from Just. So if I if I move out,
Seems I got
it's -7.
I'm leaving.
If I leave you there a couple more turns, that should be fine. The public order will increase over time. It'll be good. Grimgore, we probably want you heading over there. Let's bring Azhag over as well. You're going to hit Zarakzil, and then you're going to hit Mirage Lianio. Yeah, that one. Then you're going to hit that, and then you're probably going to have to deal with Tyrion, which will be an interesting fight. But we also want you to go and grab Skaven Blight. So, lots to do. Unfortunately, that's going to have to wait until next time because we are running out of time. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode.